Yo, peace, my king and my queen, blacks, Native Americans, Hispanic, my people, my niggas in the streets. What will you do, oh black man, woman, and child who are in the streets, who risk their lives? What will you do when the dollar bill is taken away and stricken from the people? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. My name is Numba7. Just shot Numba7. I'm here to give you understanding on the prophecy. What will you do when the dollar bill is taken away? The prophecy said, oh black man, the prophecy said that we would come over here and worship wood and stone. Jeremiah, in chapter 5, he tells you, Judah was as a nest of bird catchers to ensnare and trap birds. We love to shine, O Judah, O Israel, O Islam. We love to shine. And if we ain't the most money throwing, this jewelry rocking, this niggas there are in the world, to the four corners of the world, not just those in the Americas, but you can even go to Jamaica, and they just a different culture of the evil. You can say you want to kill someone, but don't consider this man or this woman whom you willing to kill, that this is somebody's father, and this is somebody's mother, and this is somebody's child. But you will hate if that happened to you. And this is a generational curse. What will you do, oh black man, when this dollar bill is taken away? During the time when the restoration of the people is given and the Corby 14 bill is signed, the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, decreed a bill called the Thomas Jefferson Bill, where it requires, it's enhanced with repatriation, not only repatriation, but a quantitative visa. The point of this bill, ladies and gentlemen, who are in the streets, the point of this bill in this prophecy concerning the Quran and concerning the Bible, the King James Bible, was to make the people, as in one day, a strong nation. And the scripture said we were going to build up Mount Zion and Telluride, Israel, in southern Jerusalem, the place where the book of the Kings actually happened, the place where the only holies of holies is in Israel. Now, this is not to condemn any of you or anybody to hell. That's not what we do. But we certainly do judge in righteousness. We certainly do judge in righteousness. And the prophecy said that the black market, men were going to put away, or were going to turn their weapons into plowshares during the time of the ending of Jerusalem, when it would be built. During the time of when Jerusalem would be built already, but the sinners of Zion would occur. What will you do when the dollar bill is stricken away from you? This is fiat money. This is Federal Reserve notes that the Federal Reserve prints out, and there is no gold backing this paper dollar bill anymore. I repeat, there is no gold backing the dollar bill anymore. So really, this is headed to a dead end. My people in the streets, it's gonna come a time where you won't be the head anymore, but you will be the tail, even the more. Because the world and the governments and the kingdoms of the world are setting up a one world government that's eliminating the paper dollar bill. That is eliminating the paper dollar bill. And it's going to come a time where it's not going to come down to your money that's going to save you, but it's going to come down to who you worship. And if you don't worship and you are found outside of Mount Zion, to my Muslim, to my Christian, to my Buddhist, hey, to my atheist, hey, to to those that don't have a religion, just believe in the Most High. Everybody will be subject to this decree, and the decree shall go forth from Becca, Mount Zion. What will you do, O black man, woman, child, O Hispanic? Whoever and wherever you may be, what will you do? And it's a ticking time clock on this dollar bill. And it's a ticking time clock on this blessing that will happen upon those who accept the covenant of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The same God of Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. The same God of the same prophets written up in the Bible. The same God of Buddha, the father of Ezekiel. The same God who created the heavens and the earth, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God who oversees Telluride Israel. This is Bonnie Israel speaking, and this is a message for my niggas in the streets. Truly, bluntly, and quite frankly, what will you do when this time comes? Peace. This your boy Numba7, and look forward to them new videos to drop. Now, from 1517 to about 19, I gotta look at my records again, to about 1921, we gonna say. This was the Ottoman Empire's reign. And if you know anything about history and the scriptures and the story is broken down into kingdoms. And according to all records, according to the Jubilee years of Bani Israel, and according to the Sabbath years, according to the Obara or Iberian year that was calculated from the scriptures of the black Indians of the Robinson and Mariel family, that was calculated from the scriptures of the teachers of the Marcus Garvey and the Noble Jew Ali, who was Warren Robinson, the teachers, according to the time frames from 1517 until 1921, this was 10 jubilees, 50 years. A jubilee is 50 years according to the Torah and according to the law of the heavens, the law of Moses, the law of the God of Black Jesus Isa, the law of the God of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. According to these records, this was a 10 jubilee span of 500 years. According to a person that God, that Jehovah Allah had appeared to by the Spirit of revelation, the Spirit of revelation. There was a man that matched this thing right here of historical record unto the prophecies of our scriptures that I'm about to bring out. And this is what it says. This is what he says. And the man name is Judah ben Samuel. Okay? Now, regardless of where this man may come from or who this man is, it is said that Gentiles were going to cleave unto that Obara nation with that standard out of Becca, Mount Zion in southern Jerusalem. Now from 1967 to 1917 was a 50-year jubilee. And it's important to know what happened in this time, since this was a jubilee year. See, around this time, Warren Robinson of the Amoriel family, the teacher of Marcus Garvey and the teacher of Noble Jew Ali. Warren Robinson went throughout the Americas proclaiming that Jubilee year that was taught in the original school of the prophets, that was among the black Indians, that was among Marcus R. Delaney, that was among the William Crowdy. This was a separate branch away from the Alvin Bivens branch, away from the Whitworth Arthur Matthews branch, okay, of the camps, of the Israelite camps. This was a separate branch. Now, in this timeline and in this proclaiming from 1917 to 67 was the Jubilee that you see in historical records, that the Jewish, the Asher, the Ashkenaz returned to Jerusalem as the Jewish. And that was prophecy. The scripture says I was going to make you as a jealous people. Because for my name's sake, you made me jealous with your other gods. And that's what happened. And this is how we know this prophecy is true. In this prophecy, it said during these times, from 1967 to 2017, Judah was going to return. The southern kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, in the latter times, the scripture said in Ezekiel chapter 36, and Amos chapter 9 and verse 11, and Daniel chapter 9 verse 25 through 27, that the children of Israel was going to come out just as we did in Egypt during perilous and merciless times. Ladies and gentlemen, November 8th, 2019, the nation will be at the White House. And I repeat, the nation will be at the White House. And we will be representatives on our behalf at the White House. And we will do what we do and fulfill Isaiah chapter 62. As watchmen, we're going to always be upon the walls of Mount Zion. And in Zechariah chapter 8 speaks of, in the days where these things were going to be revealed, when Zion will be a desolation. Our hands, in the hands of the watchmen, were going to be mighty upon the hills. And we were going to proclaim from that mighty mountain of Becca who we were and who our God was, and the covenant of God, the Torah. And from there the prophecy will be fulfilled.